Hello everyone, welcome back to another informative video. In this video, we're basically going to conclude this cucumber experiment. The reason why we are concluding it now is because we have gotten the information that we were looking for, and we have been harvesting from the crop, from the vines, and the plants are still looking healthy. So, but just to put things into perspective, remember initially we were thinking that we had an hypothesis saying that it could be the farmers' water being higher iron and total dissolved solids. So we basically had one drum, which is that one over on the farther side, with the farmers' water, and this one here has a water that is much lower on total dissolved solids, just to find out if we had a lower TDS water, to see if that would grow the plants better, right? As in the water source, as in the initial water before adding nutrients to it, right? So far, and remember that we said that the problem that we're having was the leaves were getting very leathery, right? We're getting very leathery at the apical part of the plant, and so on. So while the experiment was going on, we basically sent a sample to the University of Florida, right? We sent a sample to the University of Florida, and it basically came back saying that it was a non-persistent virus. It was a potty virus, right? Remember, if you don't remember this information, please go back to the other videos and I have all of them in a playlist. So it was a non-persistent potty virus that was causing the issue. So what I set out to do at that point was basically to keep the plants as clean as possible from any insects, aphids, whiteflies, thrips, those kind of things, right? And it basically worked out well, as in we don't have the virus. As you can see, the plants, the apical plants, are growing well, and the plants bounced back from a phytotoxic shock that they got, right? And they are looking well, right? They are looking well now, and I've been harvesting from them even today, right? And tomorrow I'm going to be harvesting a lot more. As you can see on the vines, we have a lot more, and we still have flowers coming out, right? And this is another, I harvested this is 19 more cucumbers here, right? So so far we harvested roughly about and as I said, remember, this was not a yield test, right? I wasn't checking the yield. So I harvested about 60 cucumbers so far, right? Because sometimes I come and I have to pick like maybe one or two, so all of those add up. So about 60 cucumbers I've harvested so far, and as you can see, we still have plenty more to harvest, right? So as I said, I'm going to conclude this experiment now, right? Because we have kept the plant clean. The plant has reached harvesting stage. We have already reaped many, as you can see. The vines, we have lowered them, so we have already reaped a lot. And of course, remember that we lost a few flowers because of the phytotoxic shock. But the plants bounced back. We treated the plants bounced back, and they basically bearing prolifically again. So we have already gone through first fruit cluster harvesting, and the plants, they are not showing any signs of any symptoms of the virus. So in conclusion, I can safely say that the water was not the issue, right? It was basically the virus. It was basically the insects transmitting the virus onto the plants, right? And of course, I've had a few insects flying around, but what this experiment has also showed me is that one or two insects, the plants can maybe overcome, attacked by a few insects. But once you have a large population of insects kind of feeding on the plant and putting that virus into the plant, it can overwhelm the plant, and the plant just succumb to the virus attack. So you keep your plants clean, but if you have a few, you don't really have to worry, right? But you want to keep the insect population down, and if you can have zero insects affecting your cucumbers, whatever plants you have, fine. But here I've had a few flying around still, but for the most part I've kept it really clean. So I'm happy to say that, you know, the plants are still growing, but I'm going to terminate them now because I want to do a yield test now. Right? I want to plant back some more cucumber plants, and I'm going to do a yield test. So in these two containers I'm going to plant both mini, and I'm going to plant the large one. So I'm not going to plant back two mini cucumbers in both of them. One pot with mini, one pot with the larger cucumber, right? To do a yield test. I'm going to basically count how much I get from one plant and do a yield test to see how much cucumbers I can get in this environment. So that is going to be what I'm going to do next, right? This is not a yield test, as I said. It's just to find out. It's just to get the information about the virus, right? And we've got that information. You know, what we're saying is keep the plants clean from the insects, and your plant should not contract the virus and grow well. And I want to also show you something. I want to show you something just to prove what I'm saying, right, about the virus. So I'm going to show you a cucumber plot, right, that basically has some plants that has the virus. But then now, beside those plants, you have other plants that doesn't have the virus. So I'm going to show you that right now. So this is a young plot, right? As you can see, the virus is not there. And of course, it's a vegetative stage. They are in generative now, but you won't normally see it as yet. These are basically ready to be harvested. And as you can see, the top of them are looking great. We have no insects in this plot, none at all, right? We have no insects at all. They are looking beautiful, and as I said, they are ready to be harvested. If you can look, by tomorrow those are ready to be harvested, right? So right, so this is the plot. This is another plot, right? Look at these plants. These have been harvested from already, right? You know, these are being harvested a lot from them already, and if you look in the top, they are looking okay, right? As you can see, we still have some to be harvested there. But look beside it. Look beside it. These are plants that were here before those were planted, right? And you know, obviously, I'm just I come and I advise the farmer of what to do. But my initial advice was to take out these plants that you are seeing here. One second, just take out these two rows canals, take them out, discard them, and then you plant the other plants, because you definitely can get an infection from this set to that set, right? But look at it. They are beside each other, and these plants are looking good. They are not being attacked by the virus, but the virus is right beside it in these plants. Why is that? Right? We go back to the fact that the insects transmit the virus. But because we keep this plot clean of insects, or free of insects, there are no insects here to transmit the virus from this plant to that plant, right? So the only way it would be transmitted is if we get an inoculation by maybe the laborers using the pruners to prune these plants, and then going to prune those plants. You could get an inoculation like that. But for the most part, this plot is kept clean, free of insects, so the virus just basically stay there, right? And these plants are okay. As you can see, they have been reaping from them multiple times, and they are okay. So as I said again, based on what I've said earlier, keep the plants clean, right? We have something that we call EIL, right? That is basically economic injury level. So you want to basically keep the pests, the whatever insect pests you have affecting your cucumbers below economic injury level, right? So you know that, okay, then we keep them at this level. They won't damage your cucumber plant, so for you to be losing money and so on, and then also losing money not only through sales of marketable yield, but also through additional spending on pesticides to control and manage insects. So I'm fairly happy. This experiment, you know, I'm very happy with the approach. I'm very happy with the information that we have been able to find out. You know, it started from actually seeing the issue, then we build a few hypotheses, but it's always good to send a sample to an official lab and let them test it to tell you what is happening. That will cut out a lot of headache, right? And that was what I did, send the sample to the University of Florida. They came back, tell me it's a virus, and then from there on I knew how to approach this, because the moment I knew it was transmitted by insects or by aphids, I knew what to do. And just to give you some more additional information, there were no aphids here. They said that it's transmitted, the pottyvirus is transmitted by aphids, but there were no aphids here. You know what is here? Whitefly, cucumber trips, and what else? Yeah, whitefly and cucumber trips. Those are the insects that are here. So they are the ones I'm presuming that would have been transmitting the virus. So we control those and manage them. So this is the result, and I'm happy. As I said, I'm going to use those 2 drums now to do the mini and the large, and I'm going to use the farmer's water. So I'm not going to use the water that's low on TDS, because as you can see, there were no difference in terms of saying, okay, the one low on TDS look better than that one. No, there are no difference. All cucumbers in all pots, in both pots, grew the same basically, and we kept them clean and all of them grew well. So I'm going to use the farmer's water to do the yield test, right? So that is what we're going to do next. Yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions about the experiment and any other information that you want to find out, just basically send me, write it in comments area. You can also email me if you want with any specific questions. But as you can see, the plant leaves, they are looking well, right? They are looking very well. So thank you again for really sticking with me throughout this experiment, and I'm sure you have learned a lot, right? And I have learned a lot as well. Now I can tell the farmer that, look, keep the plants clean from these insects and your plants should be growing well. We have concluded that it is indeed the pottyvirus. So as I said, if you have any questions, any comments, put them in the comments area, and I'll see you again in another experiment and other videos. Thank you again for tuning in. Bye bye.